Put it down. I don't know why. All right. So I just wanted to mention a conversation I had on YouTube, Officer Tatum's show. He talked about the white man that was stabbed. I mean, not stabbed, but beaten to death. Um, Beaten to death by a black man. He was stomped to death, and people have mentioned that I guess he was high on shrooms. Uh, and let me just say this: if it and these were blacks and white and brown and other kind of leftists who mentioned that he was high on shrooms. Had the roles been reversed, uh, nobody white, most whites or even black conservatives would never mention that he was high on shrooms or anything like that. That would never be mentioned. And I got into I got into a debate with I don't know if I can pronounce his name, Willie Mizzi or whatever. But basically, it was the debate was the first thing said, of course, crimes like this aren't going to be reported on, considered the fact that it doesn't fit a certain narrative. And, I've known this for years, by the way. I've known this since the 1980s, since Tawana Brawley. I've known that they have a certain narrative and certain things they don't push. And I had a blog talk radio show a long time ago. It was called the No White Guilt Show. This is before the gentleman with his No White Guilt Show had it on. And I think I differ with him a little bit, but again, I believe in freedom of speech, and in the most extreme cases, I believe in freedom of speech, which the internet does not believe. It does. We're not the information age anymore. We are the age of censorship and punishment, and it's actually gotten worse. People have become more actually more polarized. I mean, more vindictive in their views ever since these latest BLM protests because of the Floyd incident. And every incident that happens on the right, leftists clamp down, and of course the left gets away with things the right can never get away with, and the punishment and the censorship only seems to go in one direction. But this guy kind of reminds me of, and I was inspired to do a show about it. Actually, uh, they had there are two shows that do rebroadcasts, and they're primarily black-centered shows. Uh, I I don't even remember some of the. I can't recall some of the names of these channels, but one of them had uh, a rehashing of the Long Island shooter Colin Ferguson, and I was reading the comments, and a lot of them commented that he did not get his Burger King like Dylan Roof, and I did a show saying. Uh, I think it was a Whopper for Colin Ferguson. Get him, and they should. I think he's in Rikers Island or wherever he is imprisoned. They should go buy him some Burger King for justice if they really believe that this was a major injustice, that um, Colin Ferguson did not get Burger King like Dylan Roof. Both individuals, by the way, are complete scum. You murder someone, you are a scumbag, in my opinion, and that's not inducive to a civilized society. And there was a gentleman who was, and this guy was basically arguing about the debt that is paid to Black Americans, maybe to uh, blacks all over the Black African diaspora all over the world, whatever. But he wanted to point that out, and as we were talking about the lack of coverage of the crime, and again, uh, kind of hinting that this is kind of what you get. If you don't, this is the kind of thing that happens because of a debt that hasn't been paid. And the truth is, we cannot talk about openly the debt, certain debts that have been paid, and uh, the moments to rectify what's been done. We can't even talk about the real welfare statistics, at least the ones that I have seen. And now it's blocked by the internet. There used to be a thing called Brainy Facts that had the exact numbers, and it's not what you think. I remember Phil Donahue did a show about welfare, and it showed the exact, I mean, the raw numbers of welfare. And it's, there's left, even conservatives put on a leftist spin on the demographics that are on welfare. There's some truth there. Anyway, um, but um, you should be a good and noble person, regardless of even how you are raised. You shouldn't even blame your parents, let alone society, for your behavior. And this person was uh, blaming society, or this person was kind of seemed to be championing, uh, being a champion to those blacks who commit heinous and violent crime against whites because of a karmic debt. I could be wrong on that. And if the guy listens to the show, or if he happens to hear it, I'd like to hear his point, because he says he doesn't defend it. He's not defending what he did, but he was pointing out that black people are owed. There are plenty of people who are really screwed over by their parents. Uh, should they wreak havoc on people that look like their parents or act like their parents? Again, I don't even believe that you should blame your parents for your behavior. At some point, you're supposed to be noble and good. And blaming how I was raised, blaming society, is a cop out. And the establishment seems to be okay with that to a large extent. I mean, the the thing that they do is they mainstream media will not cover certain crimes, and social media will downright censor it. And they've been doing that for quite some time because uh, the the you know social media was becoming popular, and it was pushing back against the mainstream narrative. And the mainstream narrative has gotten worse. These people have become far more sanctimonious than they've been before, uh, at least that I've seen. And they started with the baby boomers, with the Oprah Winfreys, and then it kind of morphed with Generation X. And it's Generation X that controls a lot of these social media companies, along with the millennial generation. Um, and I might do a show later on who's doing it and the genders that are doing it, um, and the vindictiveness of these people. And you have the right to, I guess, go your own way or strive to go your own way and be away from people that aren't noble, or as away from them as possible. I think, why go to the mainstream cinema that doesn't respect you? Why watch sports athletes that do not respect you or like you, and the like? I mean, if somebody doesn't like or respect you as a human being, and doesn't think that you are worth due process or hearing out, do you really want to spend your hard-earned dollar on people who tell you to be quiet and shut up? Anyway, this has been Brian with Transparency and Merit. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and also visit our website. We're still working on it, transparencyandmerit.com. Thank you for listening, and enjoy the rest of your day.